the title, race. That it's not just about foot races. It's not just about black and white. It's about the human race.
Jason Sudeikis stars alongside Stephan James in a new take of an Olympian who made history. It follows the story of athlete Jesse Owens, who faced prejudice in America as well as in Adolf Hitler's Germany in the 1936 Olympics. Movie writer Mike Scott with NOLA.com, the Times-Picayune, joining us now to give us a little bit more on that, along with some other top picks coming up for the weekend. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday to you as well. We always look forward to this segment. We want to talk about race, but first we'll talk about Risen, just in time for Easter.
Right, yeah. You know, last week, Deadpool dominated the box office, and it's probably going to repeat again this week. But of the new movies this week, Risen is probably going to do the best. And what it is it tells the resurrection story, but through the eyes of a skeptic, through the eyes of a Roman centurion named Clavius, who's tasked by Pontius Pilate to investigate these claims of a risen Messiah, right? And so as he goes through his investigation, it's sort of part Bible story, part police procedural. It's getting high marks, not just for its visuals and its unexpected wit, but also for its fresh take on the Bible story. And so, you know, what you get is the story of the resurrection, but also the story of the origin of one man's faith. So this is a particularly good Lent viewing. Here we are as we approach Easter. So if you're so inclined to go see a religious themed movie, this one, the word is better than most of the recent religious movies we've been getting.
And as we know, Passion of the Christ, years back, I just shattered all sorts of records, so you can imagine much along the same lines, Risen will probably be a big hit. Let's talk about Race, because this one, in some ways, getting panned as missing the mark a little bit.
Yeah,
what was your take?
Well, I'll tell you what, it's a solidly made movie, and it's way overdue. We haven't gotten a major theatrical release about Jesse Owens' story, the Olympic icon, of course. And this one tells his story. It's well shot. It stars Stephan James, as you said, in a bit of unusual casting. Jason Sudeikis of Saturday Night Live as his coach, Larry Snyder. And I'll tell you what, it hits all the details of the story. You will learn about the Jesse Owens story through this movie, and it does it. It's a little overly conventional, but it's well done. For me, though, I felt it left a lot on the table, because what I wanted to know, not just the details of the story, I wanted to know what made Jesse Owens the man he is. What made him want greatness? Who is Jesse Owens? And it doesn't really touch on that. It's still, you know, it's Black History Month. It's good viewing for Black History Month. It's also age appropriate for the whole family. So if your kids don't know who Jesse Owens is or just maybe have a vague idea, this would be a good movie to take them to introduce them to Jesse Owens.
Sure, yeah, it does look riveting. But yeah, perhaps not being able to get as introspective as maybe you would have liked.
Right, you know, and there's another Jesse Owens movie in the works. Local actor Anthony Mackie's really been trying to get a Jesse Owens picture made, so maybe his could take the story to the next level.
Okay, we'll see about that. Let's talk about The Witch.
The Witch. This is this one might be my favorite movie this week. It's a horror drama, but it's not your typical horror drama. It's an atmospheric horror, indie horror drama set in 1630. It tells the story of a Puritan family, very devout Puritan family, who's banished from their village. They go live sort of out in the wilds near the edge of a very creepy wood, and things start happening. Strange things start happening that, of course, they can only chalk up to witchcraft. And so what we get is it's a little bit of a slow build. I'm not sure that horror diehards will really stick with it long enough, but if you stick with this one, it really becomes a fascinating and well-acted story that really gives a look at the Puritan mindset that sort of gave rise to all those witchcraft stories. Got a great cast, not a lot of big names. Anya Taylor-Joy, Ralph Ineson are both fantastic in it. And a first-time director, Robert Eggers. I haven't heard of any of those people before, but I have a feeling we're going to be hearing about them again soon, because they all do a great job with this movie.
All right, Mike Scott, as always, you have a pretty fun job.
I
watching movies and talking about them.
I cannot complain.
That's great. Well, we appreciate it. Plenty more to see this weekend as well. Go ahead and follow Mike. Movie Mike, correct?
Moviegoer Mike on Twitter, and then also everything up at NOLA.com and in the Times-Picayune.
That's great. Mike Scott once again on a Friday morning.